Hey, what up people, this is View with Eyes back again with part 3 of the most epic female anime character moments in anime history. This series I have concocted is not something that is bringing me any type of viewership or subscriptions, but I like it and I'm a little bit too deep to stop now, so just bear with me. The main reason for these videos is to introduce you to more anime, but I'm not gonna babble on too long for this intro. I'm just gonna say like and subscribe and let's see some of the awesomeness that involves female anime characters.
No? 私の不死の軍勢は強いでしょ?
Opening up this video, we have Frieren versus Aura. Up until this point in the show, we have already known that Frieren was powerful, but this will be the first time we would see her in an event of this scale. Now this isn't as otherworldly epic as a display in the previous video, but it just made Frieren look like a beast. Aura has a special ability where she uses magical scales to gauge who has the most mana by placing both her soul and the soul of an enemy onto it. Whoever has the most amount of mana wins and has total control over the other. This power is sort of a double-edged sword, but since Aura is a demon, she has massive amounts of mana, but she made a mistake here since Frieren, similar to the Z fighters, is constantly suppressing her true powers. As I said, this is not a very crazy fight, but it makes Frieren look like an absolute badass. Coming up next, we have a fight from one of the greatest anime in existence from a member of one of the coolest villain groups in anime, Shizuku, the number 8 spider versus the spider Chimera Ant. This isn't the most action-packed fight you will come across, but it was a cool little showcase of power nonetheless. I was always highly interested in the powers of the Phantom Troop and this didn't disappoint. Shizuku has a unique ability. It is not exactly a power fit for fighting because what type of psychopath fights with a vacuum cleaner, but she was still able to utilize this ability in a fight. After a barrage of attacks with the spider Chimera Ant, she used the power of a suction to suck up all the blood from the wounds she created with her attacks. And now that I think about it, on a certain level this ability might actually be OP because to be able to suck up an opponent's blood from their wound from a distance is a great power to have. Coming in next, we have some Demon Slayer action with the universally loved Nezuko. Before this altercation, we have seen Nezuko showcase her abilities, but not quite on this level, and I have to say, her showing out this way was very satisfying considering how much of an irritation Daki was. At first, it looked like Daki was going to completely wipe out Nezuko because she was the more mature demon, but as the fight continued, Nezuko just completely overpowered her. I believe, under the right circumstances, Nezuko could have killed Daki in their one-on-one encounter. Bleach yet again makes an appearance as we have yet again a fight with Captain Soifon. This is not exactly a standout fight in Bleach, but I like Soifon, and if she has a solid fight, I will try to include her in this series every single time. This was a more one-sided fight. At certain points it looked like Vega had the upper hand, but Soifon was just testing the waters even after he activated his resurrection. If this was truly a fight where Soifun was serious, we would have seen her using a Bankai in some way, shape or form, but ultimately only her Sekai was needed to finish off the Saranka. I estimate it has been more than 8 years since I watched Akame ga Kill and my brain is extremely dusty, so I cannot remember certain events, but I can still remember this eternal fight between Esdeath and Akame. Akame ga Kill had a somewhat unfortunate ending, but the final battle adds some satisfaction. I always lean towards ice characters for very obvious reasons, but Esdeath really needed to get a ticket punch and Akame was up to the job. In this universe, Esdeath is a very OP character and technically more powerful than Akame, but Akame managed to get a sweet victory on the Ice Queen in the dopest way possible. Mitsuri Kanroji, also known as the Love Hashira, easily has the coolest fighting style amongst all the Hashira, coupled with the most unique swordsmanship. This one-on-one affair was one of the most elegant displays of power I've ever come across. It looks like she's doing ballet against a highly dangerous demon and she was holding her own. Before this fight, I never paid any mind to the Love Hashira, but she will forever have my respects after she went head to head with a demon of this caliber.
この小娘、宣告よりも動きが早い。何をした？何をしている？一体何を？
I finished Soul Eater quite a few years ago, so my memory about the show is quite hazy. I have of course watched it a few times again, but just certain episodes. But what I can say, in my forgetfulness, I still remember getting goosebumps from the final fight. It was of course a kind of handicapped match against the main villain, but Maka's performance against the Kisen made a big impact on me. When we talk about some of the coolest female anime characters, people would rarely mention Maka Alburn, but trust me, she is one of the most badass female characters you will ever come across, and her efforts in this final fight should be enough to convince the doubters about that fact. I think I will conclude this part 3 with the fight between Sakura, Chiyo, and Sasori. I have been in a lot of comment sections and discussions where people completely disliked Sakura, and I can understand that because I also don't like Sakura, but also I cannot bring myself to blindly hate her, and this is one of the greatest fights she was ever involved in. Obviously Granny Chiyo was the MVP here, but while I can give respects to Chiyo, I will also give respects to Sakura. Yes, Chiyo was more powerful, more experienced, and just an overall better shinobi. But without Sakura by her side, Chiyo would have lost to Sasori, and without Chiyo by her side, Sakura would have lost to Sasori. Guys, I think it is okay to hate Sakura because she was written in a way where few people can truly respect her, but at the same time, she still had some great moments, and this was surely one of them. Chiyo was the most vital, but if Sakura wasn't there, this would have surely been a win for the Akatsuki. Blindly hating a character doesn't diminish the cool moments that that character can create. But hey people, that is my part 3 of the most epic female anime character moments in anime history. I know this series isn't making any type of waves, but I kind of like it, and even if I get 1 view, I will still make a part 4, so watch out for more. Like and subscribe, and let's ride!